Now, you may wonder why Daryl's doing all the talking on this, but this is his old stomping ground, Stockport.
It is. I used to get on the train most Saturday mornings, come into Stockport, buy me records.
You were at college here as well.
And I was at college here, yeah. So, but this site, which is now a car park, has a bit of sad history about it. This is Hopes Carr. So, got a bit of paper, you know what I'm like by now. On Sunday, June the 4th, 1967, 5 AM local time, a British Midland Airways flight left Palma de Mallorca en route for Manchester Airport, or Ringway as it was at the time, which is just 6 miles as the plane or the crow flies from here. The pilot was called Harry Marlowe, and he was on final approach when number 3 and number 4 engines failed, and they made the aircraft just unflyable, uncontrollable. At 10:09 AM, contact with the control tower was lost, and sadly, just here is where the aircraft crashed.
It wasn't a car park then, was it?
No, it was just waste ground.
Waste ground, oh right.
Waste ground then. But eyewitnesses testified that the plane made a pronounced turn to port and levelled out just prior to hitting the ground here, which air accident investigators concluded was Captain Marlowe's way of trying to avoid nearby houses, because this was quite a built-up area of houses. So he was very brave in his attempt. He survived, but he suffered amnesia and never did remember what happened. Nothing about it throughout the rest of his life. And his first officer died, so he couldn't account for or recount anything that happened either. There are 84 people on board. 72 of them were killed. Some died on impact, but horrifically many died from the fire that broke out. They couldn't escape from the fuselage. They were trapped either by seats or being unable to unfasten their seatbelts. Now, the investigation discovered that the engine failure was a result of fuel starvation, and it wasn't the first of the type of aircraft that happened with. It was also noted later on during the investigation that the aircraft 5 days earlier had had a similar problem, where there was a fuel starvation problem. That didn't come to light till 4 months later during the investigations. In 1998, a memorial plaque was unveiled by 2 survivors just here at the scene of the accident, and we'll go and have a look at that now. But in 2002, there was a campaign. It was to create a memorial for those locals who rushed to the scene to try and rescue people and went into the burning fuselage, because there was no actual memorial to them. And they were quite brave. That campaign was supported by Tony Blair at the time. He actually had a lot to do with the support to get that memorial up and running. So here are the memorials. And this is the name of all those who died.
It's quite an unassuming memorial, isn't it, really?
You drive past it and you wouldn't really know it was here.
But I think, coming from we're both from the northwest, aren't we?
Yeah.
I think we just remember the tale that they banked away from the population, really, isn't it? And to crashing wasteland. That's the story I remember.
To be honest, I didn't really know anything about it until a few years ago. It's not anything I grew up knowing about. I'll be just 3 years old when it happened. No, I knew nothing. But luckily, air disasters in this country are few and far between. But this goes down in history as the 4th worst British air disaster on British ground.
And looking at the names, there's quite a few families there, aren't there?
There are, on shores.
Bentons, Nolans, Taylors, Thorns, Tomlinsons, Walshes. Obviously families that have just perished. Yeah.